Good morning, y'all. It's DP with DJ here, and it is Saturday, April 4th, 2026. And I don't know if you can see it, but I've added my autism awareness ribbon to the opposite corner. I have my CP awareness ribbon in the bottom left corner, and my autism awareness ribbon in the upper right corner. Obviously, because I started this in March and ending in April. So there's that. And of course, it's raining here again. So I need to check on my neighbor here in a little bit. It's dark 30. She's not a morning person, so it might help. I could probably see a little better if I would turn the light pad on, you think? I'm still tired from yesterday. Oh my goodness, y'all. That class was so fun. So fun. We had an extra, a gentleman decided he wanted to take the class, and this happened before everybody that had signed up showed up. So he went home and got the project that he had just started. He had laid down 6 drills on it. They had gone up to Kansas City and went to Hobby Lobby. So he had this really cute table topper. No, it's not a table topper. Goodness. It does hang on the wall. It has the hooks on the back, but it's round. It's not a sun catcher. It's not a table topper. It's not a canvas. It's a wooden, but it's really beautiful. It was a butterfly. So he went home and got that, and then had a lot of questions. So, and sat and spoke with him for quite a while, and so he joined the class with his project. Only half the people showed up. I think they all forgot that the class was being done because unfortunately it was Good Friday, but 5 in the class definitely kept Mel and I busy. But it was great. It was so fun. And I was on my feet for 3 hours. Well, maybe a little longer because it was set up and everything. But I showed them all different kinds of projects they could do, and finished canvases, what canvases look like when they arrive, and explained about flattening. Showed them the difference between a rolled canvas and the Amazon folded canvases. And they're all asking for another class, every single one of them. And then another lady asked me if I would do a class on framing, and I'm like, oh goodness, that one, I'm not sure I could do that one, but that is precision, and when I'm doing framing, that is something I need. I shouldn't say this, but I need total silence. I can't have any distractions when I'm framing, and I'm still not sure I could do a video on it either, because I get hyper focused on what I'm doing because I have to madly concentrate on what I'm doing. But the class, oh my gosh, you guys, the class was really, really fun. They all liked their finished product. I gave them all a the Easter bookmarks that I had made. I also gave them magnetic bookmarks that work great in your Bible. Bibles tend to have very delicate pages, and I was afraid that the drills might rip those pages, so I did extend to the point with magnetic bookmarks. And all the magnetic bookmarks have sayings on them. But that class was so fun. I'm thinking next time if I do, well, if, it's not if, it's when I do the Canvas class, I need to narrow it down to 5 people, because that seemed to be, excuse me, the sweet spot. And thank goodness for Mel helping me. And also on a Canvas class, they won't have to be sharing their drills. So that's going to be a plus. But I will have to figure out storage, or kitting up. That's another reason I'm probably going to have to narrow it down, because I'll have to choose the canvases and then find out how many drills are on the legend, so I know how many bags, because I'll have to teach them how to kit up, and I do not have enough storage, so it's going to have to be baggies to kit them up in, because I don't have the money to run out and buy that much. Plus, they're going to be taking all of it home this time, drills and all, the entire kit. So I'm thinking I probably should just go with Dollar Tree snack bags, even though they're bigger bags. When they're done, they can reuse the bag, or just mark it. If they want to save them, just mark the DMC number on them, and then they're done for kitting down. I don't know. What do you all think? What ideas do you have? Because I don't have enough of the little standard zip top bags, I don't think, to do 5 canvases. Of course, not knowing how many, colors are in it, it's kind of hard to tell, because I have those canvases all flattening, and I'm not sure when I'm going to do the class. I've got some other things. The car breaking down kind of put some things off, and I'm going to have to reschedule a visit with my son and his dad. That's a drive to the city first, then on from there, so that's an extra, hour and a half of driving time. And so I'll just have to see how that's going to work out. But anyway, man, that class was so fun, but I was so tired. After class, I had to go to Walmart. I had just a couple of personal care items. I had to go. Couldn't put it off any longer. And on my way home, I thought, you know what? I'm going to stop by and see Stephanie real quick. She was really concerned about my cracked nail. And so I want her to see it in person so she can relax about it. You know, I don't want her stressing over my nails. And luckily, she was in between clients when I stopped by. And she looked at it, she goes, "Oh my goodness, you are so right. The nail is not cracked. It's just the acrylic." She goes, when you sent me that picture, I was so certain that the nail had to be cracked." But she goes, "You're right." And she's just like, "I'm so glad I have a client that understands how all this works." So she said, "You know what?" She says, "I've got a few minutes. Would you please just let me do just a quick, um, I'll say repair, but it wasn't really a repair because she didn't remove the acrylic or anything, but she did a super heavy top coat over it so that no moisture can get down in that crack and weaken it to the point where it does end up breaking off." So I let her do that, but we were talking during this. She's really excited about getting the canvas I did for her. And oh, she's doing a photo shoot, a nail photo shoot. I cannot wait to see that. Um, that is so exciting. And luckily, during all these horrible thunderstorms, her new shop has 0 leaks in it. She's so happy. Where she was, ended up with leaks after she left. So I really think this, and all the way around, for many, many reasons, this is super good move for her. I'm very happy for her. And so, let's see what else. I don't know. I'm still tired. Of course, I've been up since 3:30, but I did, in all honesty, I went to bed early last night because I was just literally wiped out. And I got 5 hours of sleep. But I'm still tired, but with the rain and everything going on, if I don't make myself get up and I try to go back to sleep, inevitably it will result in a migraine, and I'm not doing that. I have too many things to do. So, whew. Jibber jabber, jibber jabber. I'm really curious to see if this ribbon with all the white around it will pop. So, we'll see. And these folks at the senior center now have got me really excited about doing another class, an actual canvas class. They all like their finished bookmarks, and they were happy to see. And I think every one of them like doing diamond art. They're like, one lady had been getting kits, and she says, "But I've never opened them because I just didn't know what to do with them. I didn't know how to do it." She says, "This is going to be fun." She says, "I like this." So I'm really, really so happy that it went so well, and really excited. And these ladies, all of them are telling me, "You need to charge for your classes," and I'm like, "No, I can't do that." My mom would have had my hide for that, and even though my mom's been gone 15 years in May, she's always in my mind. My mom was a very giving, loving Christian woman, and she would not approve charging people to help them learn, you know, a craft. My mom was a very crafty woman, very, very crafty woman. And I don't know how to crochet. I don't know how to knit. I do know how to plastic canvas. I don't know how to cross stitch. Don't know how to sew. None of that. But my mom did, and she could do pottery and just so many things. My mother was very, very, very crafty. And it might be where I get, my artsy uh, part of me comes from. I think my mom would have loved doing plastic canvas. I mean, diamond art. I really think she would have absolutely loved it. I think my dad would have too. My dad, he did leather work, he did beading through the years, candle making. Um, my parents had hobbies and definitely encouraged us kids, to have hobbies. So my parents were very involved in, oh boy, the church, number one, scouting. Um, my dad was a 33-degree Mason and a Shriner, and he became part of the hospital committee in Kansas City at the Shriners Temple at 51st and Eastwood Trafficway. And 20 some years, he called bingo every Thursday night. And being part of the hospital committee, my dad would drive children to the hospital in St. Louis and back for appointments and such. And my dad was also a Shriner's clown. In fact, they used my father's picture for many years in their advertisements for the Shrine Circus. So, he was also a mentor for several years at a local elementary school. And my parents were very active people. And I don't know, I prayed on it as I've been taught to do. And that's where God led me, was, doing a diamond painting class at the senior center. So, God, I had so much fun yesterday, and it was just absolutely a blast. Even though there was only half the class there, it still worked out. I took all kinds of projects: coasters, keychains, small, canvases, sun catchers, the eyeglasses case. I took 3 different finished canvases so that they could see the difference, not only in size, but also the feel of the canvases, so they understand they are not all the same, because they thought that each canvas was numbered the same way, and I'm like, no, they are not. That's why, when you mark your items, it's very important, because, and of course, some of them cross stitch and sew and stuff, so they absolutely understood what DMC numbers were. So that was very simple to explain, because once I told them that I showed them on the 3 finished that they were not the same, they're like, oh, those are all 3 different. Yes. It's like saying each pattern of cross stitch you get is every number is going to follow over to be the same number on the next one, and so they understood that analogy, which really helped a lot. And um, but I did see some of the um, materials that the quilting class uses, and boy, I would love to have their humongous measuring uh, cutting board. And I mean, it can be used as a cutting board, but it's got all these measurements, and then the big fat clear ruler would be very extremely helpful in framing. But I can't afford that kind of money for them rulers because they're very expensive. So I deal with what I have for now. Maybe one of these days, but I don't foresee me becoming an expert framer anytime soon. But I gotta get that wax off the side. It keeps picking up extra drills. That's another thing. If multi-placing, if you start picking up extra drills, check the wax on the side of your tip, because chances are it has squished out and sticking to the side of your tip. So just wipe it off and then press the wax back into your tip, and then you're good to go. And I know a lot of folks say that you should lay your when you're multi-placing, do it horizontally, but I've learned I can do it both ways, horizontal and vertical. And yeah, I think it looks just fine. So you folks tell me, because a lot of this over on the edge was horizontal, but up in here I've done, and across here I did vertical. So if you see the difference or whatever, tell me, because maybe I'm just sitting too close to the project and can't see that. Excuse me. The rain has definitely helped knock down the pollen, I can tell you that. I am not near dealing with congestion and stuff. Uh, what am I trying to say? Boy, see, folks, I'm a little tired, but that's okay. I thoroughly enjoyed the class. I had fun. I'm positive they all had fun. Mel was a super, super huge help. Really appreciated her help. And at first I was a little disappointed that only half of them showed up. But of course, with my car being broke down, for the last, over a week, I hadn't been able to get to the senior center to, remind them, hey, the class is coming up, don't forget, which I had planned on doing. Well, unfortunately, but it is what it is, and everything happens for a reason. And the five that, well, plus the gentleman, the six that showed up, it worked out very well. So, and that gentleman had such a ball, with all the ladies, and everybody shared the drills and were helping each other. What number do you need? What letter do you need? And they were very helpful with each other. So that was awesome. Very, very nice. What else is going on? I don't know. I know that when I finish this, after this section, I only have 2 left. Then I think I'm going to work on framing Stephanie's picture. Now, I am not going to do try to do a video because I really need to concentrate on that. And I'm afraid if I start talking, trying to explain everything, that I will make a mistake on hers, and I'll be that'll upset me. I will be very upset because I'm so excited to do this for her. And when I stopped in to get my nail, the little repair done, and I didn't stop there to get it repaired. I just stopped because I wanted her to see it so she wouldn't worry about it. Anyway, she's already figured out, she asked me what the size of it was, and I told her, and she already knows exactly where she wants to put it. So that's awesome. And she's putting it exactly the same spot I thought it would look good in, because it'll be a focal point as soon as you walk in the door of her shop. So I can't wait to do that for her. I will do a video of the finish, and I, of course, will remove my welcome banner and hang it up so y'all can see what it'll look like hanging on the wall. Just like I did for the commission piece I did. So, and put it up on my wall. It makes it real easy to do just a short little video of it. And, so you can see what it looks like on the wall displayed. I always think that that's a good option for people, so they can see what it will look like. Because some things, they look great when they're in your hands, but when you get them on the wall, you kind of look at it and go, oh, well, that doesn't really go there. Or I thought those colors would blend, with, I keep saying atmosphere because I can't think of the word. I'm not a decorator, so I have just a tiny bit of congestion this morning. But compared to what I've been dealing with, this is a nice relief, I can tell you. And I love my trays. I did show them different types of trays while I was there, but they all managed that green boat so well. I was really impressed how well they managed the green boat. And, of course, we all know, us that diamond paint a lot, know that drills go flying. No matter how hard you try not to let them do that, they do fly, right? So they were wanting to pick up all the drills off the floors, and I'm like, no, you're not gonna want to do that. Drills are gonna fly. You're gonna be walking around one day and one's gonna stick to your foot. I mean, because they get everywhere. And they're like, oh, okay. And I said, very few in the 6 years I've been diamond painting have I been short on drills. So if you lose a few, don't stress out on it. Don't worry on that. So, all right, folks. When I went in this morning to get my drink, I see that I have pots and pans in there to clean. So he's been up throughout the night and eating. And I'm not at all going to be upset over that because he is feeling better. He's up moving around. He got a shower. He's been to the store. He's been out. I think he went to the city yesterday while I was in class. I'm not real sure, but he is definitely feeling better, and I'm thankful for that. So with that, just be kind. Always be kind. A kind word, a kind gesture. You never know what impact you would have on someone on their day or even their life. We don't know what others are going through. So just be kind. If you want to see a change in the world, be the change you want to see. Lead by example. Show folks how it's done. Let's make this kindness virus go viral. We hope everybody catches this virus. So with that, I'm going to say have a wonderful day, and y'all come back now, you hear?